everyone, this is Amy. Welcome today to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I do another flat brush style flower, and I'm going to be using a number 14 and a number 10 Amagic flat brush. I will link these down below as affiliate links if you want to purchase through them. A number 4 round brush, also an Amagic brush, fine liner by Westonia, and a clay ball maker. Alright, I use that for dots if you are wondering why I'm using a clay ball maker. I'm using 14 karat gold, lime green, thicket, and wicker white. I use all FolkArt paints, mixture of multi-surface and enamels. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is stick one side of my number 14 brush into the 14 karat gold, one side into the wicker white, and give it a blending stroke. Alright, and then I'm going to begin. Okay, so for this design, I'm going to push down my brush and just make a round petal. When you're doing this, if you think you need another coat, feel free to do so. I'm just going to do one since this is my practice bottle that I do videos on. So I'm not worried about since I'm not selling it. Alright, so I'm just scrunching them down, pushing the brush down. I want a big petal. And my goal is to have 5 petals, at least 5 petals. If you get more, that's fine too, but at least 5. And I have a little ridge here, so that kind of interferes a little bit with the design. But that's okay. You can go back over it, try to straighten it out a little bit, and that's fine. Now I'm going to make another one here. I'm going to try not to make it quite as big. You know me though, if you follow me, you know I tend to make my designs really large. It's probably why I liked painting on walls so much, because I do big. Now with the size of this bottle not being so big, I probably will not maybe get as many in as what I wanted. But the pressure, as you can tell, I'm using the same brush. The amount of pressure I put down on the brush is what creates the size of the petal. So I'm still using it. You could, if you're not able to control the brush that well, you could actually go to using different size brushes during your design. You know, that's up to you. And this one's kind of a little big for this flower, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Alright, so I have 3 here, and I'm a big one to use odd numbers. And honestly, with this design, I'm just putting them wherever. I'm not really coming up with a plan as far as, you know, I have to have 3 over here or 2 over here or whatever. I'm just painting. Hope that makes sense. And I could even come up here and maybe throw in even a smaller one. If I can just do more like my chisel edge for the most part. Sorry about that. And of course you can overlap them. So if you had a real bouquet, they would be overlapping each other, right? Okay, so there we go. And you can leave some spaces in between the petals. They don't all have to be scrunched right up to each other also. Next thing I'm going to do is take my fine liner, stick it into my greens, and a little bit into the white. I think my liner's about had it. I just love this brush. And I keep thinking I probably have some more that came with this, but I have not taken the time to look, and I probably should do that. Alright, so here I come with my stem. I'm going to bring it. I don't like them to be straight, so I'm just going to bring it right down here at the bottom of the bottle. And I'm going to go back over it just to make sure that I'm getting good, that's too white for me, getting good coverage. And I do like to go over my stems a lot just to make sure that I do have some good coverage on them, because the thicker you paint, and always remember this, the thicker you put your paint on, the more durable it's going to be, because people will ask me all the time. Some people say the paint falls off. It doesn't fall off. If you scrape it, I mean, if you take your fingernail and you're going to be scrunching on it, scraping at it, of course it's going to come off. This is hand painted glass. It's not like you're doing it through a kiln and you're firing it. Yeah, I do put it in the oven. And keeping that in mind too, allow your design to dry for about an hour before you bake it, or longer. It could be longer too, but at least an hour. And then put it in a cold oven. Do not put your glass in an already heated oven. Sudden change is what causes glass to break. Then turn your oven on. Add your preheat time to your bake time. So like my oven typically takes about an hour, I'm sorry, not an hour, about 20 minutes to heat up, where I got the hour at. And so then I add that to my bake time. Bake time for this paint, they like you to bake it for at least 30 minutes. So I do that, and then it's actually a total of 50 minutes for me because of my preheat time. When you're done, make sure you allow the piece to dry, or good Lord, I'm sorry. Make sure it cool, not dry, but cools before you bring it out, because once again, sudden change is what causes glass to break. Definitely refer to the manufacturer's directions whenever you're painting, because there is different glass playing out there and it's not all the same. Alright, putting one side into the lime green, one side into the thicket, and yes, I'm going to pull in some white. Again, that's up to you. You know, a lot of times I like my leaves to have several different colors in them. You can do different shades of green, yellows, just whatever you have available. Alright, so then I'm just going to do this type of a one stroke type leaf. And I am the leaf person, so if I do a lot of leaves and you don't like a lot of leaves, then make yours without them, or not as many. Alright, I'm just going to put them in different places here. Kind of spread them out a little bit. I don't care if the light is at the top or the bottom. That's up to you. You decide. And I'll just do one over here. What I was saying is I don't mind if, you know, you have the light, dark, mix them up. It's fine. However you want to do it. Not a problem. Give it some more interest. Mixing it up a little bit. Even on the same stem. That's fine. Alright, so then I'm going to take my little number 4 round brush, and I'm going to come through here. I'm going to stick, you know, some of the different colors in it, because I like my again, my leaves to have different colors. And I'm just kind of just tapping it down. Kind of turning it a little bit and pulling it. And I could put a little bit more green in this, so it doesn't have hardly any green. So you can make them where they're, you know, you're pulling them, or you can just do more of a touch and pull type thing. You know, that's up to you. If you want them all to be one color, you know, you certainly can do that, or you can do it where you make them a color and then you go back over them like that. Very simple. If you're new to my channel, please know that my intention is to provide very simple designs for new painters to be able to paint. And that's why I make them very simple. If you want to use them as maybe even a guide or inspiration, and do it more detailed or more difficult type painting style, you're welcome to do that. But I just like for people to understand that, so they don't come here and think, oh gosh, anybody could do that. Well, yeah, that's the point. You're right. Anybody can do it. That's what I want. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to take my little liner brush again. I'm going to load it with my colors, and then I'm going to come in here and add my little stems into my leaves. Now I do kind of like to just go back and forth. I like them to be, just very loose. Coming out with different colors, coming in there. I'm just going. And then we can even just come out a little bit from the leaves. And just make them just kind of loose. And I'll do this with the one stroke looking leaves as well. And just do them all at the same time. And if you feel like you have too much white or too much dark green, just feel free to go back over them and add or change it however you want to. And you could always just keep it simple and use one style of leaf. That's up to you. I like to kind of do a couple different kinds. Not always. Sometimes I do more difficult ones. I'd like to start showing you some other styles of leaves in this next year. Again, just coming out from here. Get it a little whimsical. Almost done. I appreciate you sticking with me. So the last thing I'm going to do to finalize this is I'm going to stick the smaller end of my clay ball maker into the gold, and I'm just going to come in here, tap in a center for each one of my, well, actually take that back. I have one more step I'm going to do. Forgot I did it. Now you could use a smaller dotting stylus if you want. I just decided to use this one because I have a variety of sizes of, and you could always add another color in there if you wanted, like white. I'm going to wipe this brush off a little bit. This is my fine liner. I'm going to stick it into my white. Now this part, again, is just something a little extra. You don't have to do it, or you can. You can go back over and line all of the leaves, or some of, or not leaves, but the petals. And this kind of helps distinguish a little bit. You know, even though it's white, still it kind of gives you a little bit of a division if you can't really tell the difference between the petals. And you can be on the petal itself, or you can come off of it a little bit. That's up to you. Either way works fine. Or like I said, if you want to totally leave this part out, you can. This is also something you can do on any of the designs that you create. pull out some, I went off this one a little bit, sorry about that. You could actually fix that with a little paint. I'm trying to think if I have one handy here or not to show you. Let's see, let's go this way. This one, I'm just going to do a little bit here. I think I should have gone over there, but you get the gist, right? It doesn't actually have to all be on the same side of the petal either. Just kind of put it where you think it needs to be done. You know, if you ever, this is by Glass Art by Dynasty also. I love these brushes, but you can just come back through here and clean it off. You know, if it's too thick. I'm pulling more paint. Off. And there you go. Alright, so there you have it. I hope you like this video. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. And before you leave, if you would take a moment to share this video on your social network with your family and friends, I would greatly appreciate that. Just hit the share button underneath the video and you'll be good to go. Alright, until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.